Hey, what's going on, guys? It's Devacy, and you guys are watching a little bit of Kill Confirmed on the map Standoff. I believe this is the second Standoff video in a row, so I apologize for that if you want some map variation, but I do have some gameplay variation because I'm using the Remington 870, and we're playing Kill Confirmed, which I don't normally do, but I think I was doing this because it was either a double XP weekend or double weapon XP weekend or something like that. I don't know. I just wanted to, I don't know, maybe switch things up a little bit. I'm not really sure, but I'll play a little bit of Kill Confirmed. Anyways, guys, the topic of today is going to be the Xbox One, of course, because the presentation and from Microsoft did come out yesterday, and so obviously I think that's on everybody's mind right now, and there are plenty of videos going about the details of the specs and all the details of like that. So I'm just gonna give my opinions on things, maybe reasonings behind why why Microsoft is choosing to go in certain directions, but not necessarily the specific specs about everything. You guys can find that on plenty of other videos and websites. It's probably not that hard to find. Anyways, just a couple of things like to point out, you can have 1,000 friends on your friends list now, which I will never come close to even getting. I think I have like 30 friends on my list right now, and I think the max is 100, so I'm never going to get near that 1,000, as well as having up to 400 people in an Xbox Live party at the same time. I think the max I've ever had is like 12, and that was just so chaotic. It's either total chaos or like 8 people are away or doing their own thing, and so you only ever hear a couple people talking. So to have 400 is again, I'm never going to even come close to that. I think basically what they're saying is we're not going to limit you if by chance you do need that extra space. We're just going to prove to you that we have the capability of providing you a service that you will never end up needing. Just kind of to, you know, go above and beyond without anybody actually needing for that extra, you know, friend space-ness. Also, to point out is that your memberships will continue on to the Xbox One Live service. You don't have to pay another one, which is great because I bought a year, or not, I didn't buy a year, but I got a year of Xbox Live in the beginning of May of this month, and so I would have lost a good 6 months worth of Xbox Live if you did have to repurchase it, although I didn't have to purchase it this time. It was a gift from a friend, and I'm super grateful for that, so thank you. I appreciate that a lot. Another thing is that you always have to have your Kinect set up and at least attached to your Xbox One at all times for it to work. And I think there's 2 reasons why I think that they're pushing for this to happen. One, I think that when developers take advantage of the Kinect, like voice commands or facial recognition, you know, any kind of motion detect, and some games did with the Xbox 360, but I think it's going to be a lot more with the Xbox One, and I think that developers I think that Microsoft is pushing for the Kinect to have to be connected, is that they don't want to limit the player's experience from what the developers choose to do. So if the developers add a Kinect-based thing inside their game, I don't think that developers want to sell that game to people who don't have the Kinect and kind of limit themselves to what the developers have worked on, if you guys understand what I'm trying to say. Like, basically, if you're playing a game and, like, half of the commands are voice commands or, you know, hand movements or gestures in general, then you're limiting yourself to what you're actually capable of doing, and I don't think that game developers want to produce games if people aren't going to have the Kinect. So they're trying to make everybody have the Kinect so that game developers can feel comfortable developing things with the Kinect because they know everyone's going to have one. Secondly, I think they're selling the Kinect and forcing it to be, you know, applied to the Xbox because when a lot of great, I mean, sometimes it'll be fantastic, really smart adaptations or additions to consoles that never take off. And then sometimes there are just trashy accessories that never take off for the right reasons. But I think that Microsoft is pushing the Kinect because, you know, stuff like facial recognition, voice commands, being able to identify body motion, like these are all things that are going to take off in the future for general technology. You're going to be able to walk into a room and tell a computer that you want your TV on, or that you want your radio on, or the lights dimmed, and it's going to do it based off your voice. It's going to do it based off gestures, and this is the technology of the future, and I think this is the baby steps that Microsoft is taking to get this into your household and getting this seamless integration, which is what I think Microsoft is really pushing. They want this seamless integration. You saw this with the TV, because I think what they want to do is they want to remove all other boxes from your living room and just need the Xbox. No cable box, no PS4 for the Blu-ray player. I think that was a smart move on Microsoft's you know, choice there. Just they want to remove all other boxes that don't necessarily need it and they just put it into one, because especially with the Snap, what is it called? The Snap something. I don't figure, it's like Snap Page or something, I don't know, but you can have like a third of the screen be one app. Like you can have Skype running on a third of the page while running a movie on the other 2/3 of the page, which I think is brilliant. I think that's something that they involved in with Windows 7. I think made it even better in Windows 8, or maybe I got that wrong and it introduced it in Windows 8. But I think that multitasking experience is what people are really pushing for. Basically, I see them pushing the Xbox to be more PC-like, so that, you know, you can have multiple applications running at the same time. You can swap back and forth. I think that's a really smart move on them and stuff like that. So I see that they're trying to remove everything else from your living room and just need the Xbox 360, or sorry, the Xbox One in your living room, so that it's only them. It's, you know, you go to for that, which is what before it was called the always online, but it wasn't always online. It was always on. When I think the guy who actually was saying always online actually got fired by Microsoft or Xbox. I mean, I know it's the same company, but I'm not sure what branch or division he was actually working in. But yes, the always on means that the Xbox will always be in a standby operating system kind of base, so that if it's, even when you're not playing the Xbox, it's still going to remain with power, so that when you walk in the room, you could be Xbox on, or Xbox this, or Xbox that, and without it actually being on, it'll still be able to recognize the voice, and then it'll start up really quick. And the idea is to never have to, you know, hassle with all this power stuff. But I mean, honestly, what hassle is it to walk over to your controller and hold down the power button for a good 2 seconds for it to start up? But I think what they're trying to go for is convenience factor, in the sense that you don't have to actually start up the Xbox every time. It's going to be seamless. It's going to be like it turns on, because I know it can turn on your TV as well. So basically, I think it's going to be like Xbox on, it'll turn on your TV, and then as soon as the TV actually turns on, the Xbox will already be set up on the home screen. And so I think they're just trying to push for no wait times, no loading screens. Which, speaking of loading and waiting, they're going to be pushing the cloud service a lot on the Xbox One, and including this is going to be, while you download games and updates, it's not going to require you to wait for them. You can play the game while you download the updates or download the game itself. So if you're downloading an Xbox Live Arcade game, you can play that game before it's actually done downloading, which I think is great. This is kind of not mandatory, but it's definitely, it's not overdue either, but it's definitely something that is just going to push everything forward. It's going to, again, that seamless integration, that without waiting period, that just convenience factor, which I think is a great move on their part. And I didn't really bring it up before, but I think I kind of brought up, like, they only want one box in the thing, and to push on that is to, based on the design that they chose, they put a very simplistic, sleek, black, shiny-faced finish on the Xbox One. And I think they did this because if you look at the Xbox 360 right now, when you look at it, you can be like, that's a gaming console. It's kind of targeted towards a certain audience, and I like the white sleek design. I really like that. I kind of wish it was almost a shiny coat instead of a flat, but whatever. But for the Xbox One, they have a very sleek, shiny black coat, and I think they did that because it appeals to a lot of people. Like, you can get a rich, fancy businessman to buy that Xbox One because it doesn't look out of place, and it can match any decor that he may have in the living room if that's kind of a problem for him. And so I just think they just did it because it was basic, it's simplistic, and it can fit in anyone's room. Anyways, guys, this is the end of this video. I probably will continue to talk about the Xbox One in another video, but thanks for watching, thanks for listening, and have a nice day, guys. Adios.